everybody to Ace Academy. We're about to go to the hot springs. Good times. After grabbing me a quick breakfast, I hop on my bike, drive to the train station. I haven't been back here since my arrival to Izukaze. It's exactly the same as I remember it. People bustle back and forth and the whole station is blanketed with a buzz of conversations. For some reason, the familiarity is comforting. I purchased my ticket, find Kaori, Mayu, Valerie, and Yuna are already waiting on the platform. Why are you wearing gloves? Heyo. Yuna and Valerie wave as I approach while Mayu smiles and Kaori nods in greeting.
You made it.
I did. So did you. I'm glad it's around us. For show.
Running late, like usual.
He'll be here.
Maybe. I hope so. He has all our tickets. Kaori gives me a look. I mean, of course he'll be here. She crosses her arms, but otherwise falls silent. Even Yuna looks worried as she checks the time. Let's look at a few minutes before the train arrives. As the seconds tick by, even I begin to lose hope. Thankfully, Show soon appears.
Hey guys, ready to get our heat on?
We stare at Show.
That came out wrong.
Oh boy, yeah. He looks around, a wide grin on his face.
Awesome, the gang's all here.
Gang. Don't go saying that word out loud. Gonna have to jump some people in. Laborious roar of engines is heard before the train is sighted. Show points to the approaching train.
Just in time too, because here's the train.
Choo choo.
You were cutting it really close, Show.
I'm right on time.
Choo choo. Everyone quiets down as we get ready to board. We settle into our seats and enjoy the ride. You know, it is sometimes rude to show up too early. When we arrive, we step up the train and stretch our legs. There's a beautiful hotel in the distance, and the hot springs are tucked in the mountains behind it. This does look nice.
All right, here we are safe and sound. Let's go check in first.
Okay. Show leads the way to the hotel, and we trail behind. Enjoying the scenery, I breathe in deeply, letting the crisp mountain air fill my lungs. Just being here already helps me feel rejuvenated. We're to the hotel, and the front desk agent gives us keys to our rooms. Valerie and Yuna are bunking together, while Kaori and Mayu share a room. Obviously, this leaves Sho and I to share the last room. The girls disappear into the rooms, but not before agreeing to meet right outside the hotel in 10 minutes. Sho and I enter our room. He immediately flops onto the bed closest to the window.
I claim this bed.
There's only one bed here. We get a share? You want a spoon? Cuddle. I'll take the other bed. Alright, I'm fine with this bed. I drag my bag onto the bed closest to the wall and doorway. I'll be next to the window anyways. Even with the curtains closed, I still feel too exposed. Does it matter?
Exposed?
Like if I were to open the curtains, the face would be staring in. Sho looks warily at the window.
Don't say things like that. Do you want me to have nightmares?
It doesn't even look like you're on the first floor. How the hell is a face gonna stare in here? It's like some Mission Impossible type of stuff going on. Sorry. Once we've had a chance to rest and put down our things, we head down to the lobby and wait outside. The girls trickle in a few minutes later. Should we go for a soak now?
We want to save that for tonight. Trust me, it's way more relaxing at the end of the day.
I trust you. What should we do instead? Sho pulls out the ticket and studies the text on there.
What about...
Mayu's voice trails off. What about what?
What if we toured the gardens?
She points to a side clearing of blossoms and trees.
They look really pretty.
We get a discounted price for the tours too, since we already have tickets to the hot springs.
Heyo, money. Valerie jumps excitedly.
Let's do it then.
She races towards the garden.
Wait! Don't just run off like that!
Bye-bye. Curry takes off after her, the rest of us scramble to catch up. Luckily, we arrive right before the next scheduled tour. We are all about to secure a spot with the group. The tour guide leads us on a gravel path that speaks non-stop about the history of the garden, each plant that we see. I listen intently as he talks about the original lord who commissioned the garden as a way to show off his status and wealth. I remember learning about the same guy in our foreign international bridging class, so it's extra cool to be standing in his garden. The guide's lecture on each plant that we pass is far less engaging, though when my attention wanes. I survey the flowers and trees around me. Bright petals of color sway gently in the breeze, and a few of them float towards our feet. I wonder how they keep this place so green at this time of the year. As I glance around the group, everyone seems to be focused on the greenery around us. I look out past the field of flowers and admire how far and wide the garden is. It is pretty impressive. A flash of striped fur peeks out amid the colorful petals. What was that? A few paces later, I catch another glimpse of a gray striped tail before it disappears back among the flowers. Is that a lemur? Hell yeah, we're gonna go investigate. Does Guard have exotic animals too? I gotta find out. Whether or not it's a lemur, I'm still tackling it. Could be food. I step off the path and venture into the grass, careful not to step on any of the flowers. I'm not sure where the lemur went, but they like trees, right? I steer towards a small grove of trees as I go deeper into the garden. Right when I'm about to enter the grove, I pause. Is that a voice? Turning around, I spot Yuna. She pants, she catches up to me.
Finally! Didn't you hear me calling you?
No. No, sorry. What are you doing here? Why aren't you with the
I
group?
should be asking you that. We're not supposed to deviate from the path. You could get in so much trouble.
You gonna narc on me?
Come on, we need to go back.
Snitches get stitches, girl. Yuna grabs my hand. Wait, we can't go back yet. She's about to reply when we hear rustling in the bushes behind us. Yuna's eyes grow wide.
What was that?
A ghost. I'm not sure. There's a chance it could be something dangerous. Is that why we're not supposed to stray from the path? They probably don't want people trampling on the flowers. The rustling intensifies. Yuna, get back! Out of instinct, I step between Yuna and the bushes and throw out my arm to protect her. Just as I get in position, a dainty cat hops out of the bush and pauses. It wags its gray striped tail and licks a paw, then runs away. My cheeks redden as I realize what I'd done. I just tried to save Yuna from a cat. I turn around and rub the back of my head, trying to ignore the heat in my cheeks. Sorry, false alarm. To my surprise, Yuna's cheeks are just as red as mine, and a broad smile graces her lips. Her eyes sparkle as she looks at me with admiration. What?
You put yourself in danger to protect me.
From a cat. It was just a cat. Shakes her head.
No. I mean, yeah, it was. But you didn't know that. You thought it was something dangerous, and you didn't want me to get hurt.
I'm amazing. You're welcome. My face feels even hotter as I try to stammer out a reply. It's nothing. I want it to be, Yuna cuts me off with a kiss as her lips press against mine. I blink in surprise and melt into her kiss. Her hands rest on my chest as she gently pulls away. Wrapping my arms around her, I pull her in close and kiss her again. We spent some time together before rejoining the group. The tour was very beautiful, and I enjoyed the leisurely pace we took around the gardens, although I did learn a lot more about plants than I ever wanted to know. Once the tour was over, we regrouped back outside the hotel. I never enjoyed the tour. Mayu sighed dreamily.
Flowers were so beautiful. I felt like I was walking through a fairy tale.
And you were the princess.
I'm glad you had fun, Mayu. I thought it was really pretty too, but I found the history of the place to be the most interesting part.
I agree. Kaori shrugs.
Yeah, it was alright.
Do you like anything? You're always negative. Come on, you gotta be interested in something outside of your gear.
It reminded me a little bit of home. On the outskirts of town, there was a cute little museum which also included a garden walk.
Where did you grow up?
That sounds really nice. It was.
I thought it was good, but I could have used less of all that flower talk.
Yeah, I mean, the history part was probably the coolest part, let's be real. You aren't the only one.
I thought it was informative.
But enough of that. It's now time for the main event.
Hot springs. He's not gonna say it.
Yay! I cannot wait to soak in that glorious water.
Yeah, same.
Same here.
Mayu grins and even Kaori cracks a smile. First time for everything, apparently. Briefly follows Sho into the hotel, where he presents our tickets. We had to wait what felt like a couple of hours at least while they prepared the place. Afterwards, an attendant leads Sho and I to the male changing room, while another attendant leads the girls away. As is customary, we strip down and rinse ourselves thoroughly before entering the adjoining hot spring. I can feel a difference in temperature as soon as I step out of the room. there are a few other men spread out in the pool. They all look to be young and close to my age. Sho and I slowly wade into the hot spring. I dip my feet in and my toes tingle with a rush of heat. Carefully, I lower the rest of me into the water and instantly relax in the warmth. Sho lets out a contented sigh.
Ah, this is the life.
Wearing a towel? Loser. I'd show it all. I nod and close my eyes. I listen to the soft sounds of nature mixed with the low murmur of voices from other patrons. The waters are mostly still, only rippling when someone enters or leaves the spring. The water gently eases out any remaining tension in my muscles, and as I let out a deep breath, I wish this moment can last forever.
Hey guys.
Akira?
You better not look good with your shirt off, buddy. I'll be real upset. God dang it, he looks good with his shirt off. Is there nothing this man can't do? Damn it. I blink my eyes open to the sound of a voice. Familiar voice. Akira has a small towel resting on his head. No, he doesn't.
Fancy seeing you here.
Yeah, same. I was about to say that to you. What are you doing
We
here?
can't stay on campus today, so instead of practicing, my team and I decided to do the next best thing. Heal in the hot springs.
I squinted the other men in the spring. No wonder they all look my age.
That's why everyone looks so familiar.
I'm surprised we didn't recognize you guys. Akira
We
smiles.
look different without our uniforms. It took me a few minutes before I recognized you two.
That's fair. And just I hear a high-pitched squeal. Is that the girls?
I think so.
Their spring is right next to ours.
Maybe they're dead. Sho perks up. Oh, Sho, don't.
Really?
Don't.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're talking about.
Let's find out.
Oh, no. You mean eavesdrop?
It's not eavesdropping if we're just checking on their well-being.
There you go. Trying to be nice. We're concerned. Making sure they're safe. Just, concerned about them. It's going only end poorly. I don't know. I've seen enough anime to know how this ends. Show laughs.
Lucky for us, we aren't in an anime.
It's
We'll be
true.
fine.
Technically not. And it doesn't make me feel any more confident about this decision. Akira climbs out of the water.
I know a way we can slip in unseen.
You do? What? You're supposed to be the upstanding gentleman. Come on. You're not supposed to be the pervert. How exactly do you know this?
I can't give away my sources.
Sho and I look at each other then shrug. I must have expected this type of behavior from Sho, but definitely not Akira. You were the chosen one. We follow him out of the pool and into the changing room, where we each grab towels. And then Akira leads us through an employee entrance into a tunneled hallway. The hallway opens up right beside a large rock enclave surrounding the women's hot spring, which keeps us perfectly out of sight. Giggles float around us as we peek over the rocks. Just our luck. Valerie, Yuna, Mayu, Kaori, and Mei are right in front of us. Sho and I share a look as if silently ask, Mei's here too? Then we shrug. If Akira's here, it only makes sense that Mei would be here too. Does it? Are they dating or something? They're not part of the same team.
It's your turn, Valerie.
Okay.
Truth or dare?
Dare. Okay, truth.
What? No one asked you anything. Shut up.
What? No, I picked dare. Right, truth.
Mei turns to the rest of the girls.
What should we ask her?
Dare her to tell the truth. Mayu blushes.
What is it like being with a boy?
This is what you're talking about? Of all the things you could have asked? Good lord. Everyone stares at her with wide eyes, and Mayu's face turns even redder.
Why would you ask me that?
Oh boy, you're gonna make me say something I shouldn't, aren't you?
Because... you know.
Even Kaori's cheeks are pink, but I can't tell whether it's from the question or the heat of the water. Valerie blinks.
Oh, right, okay. You see...
Her voice trails off and my breath catches in my throat. Is this really happening right now? Sho and Akira both focus intently on the conversation.
How do I put this?
She pauses again as she thinks.
Okay, basically, imagine you have a motherboard. On the different sockets, you have to add the different components. So first you put in the CPU, and then the RAM, a graphics card, some sort of storage drive. Oh, and the power supply. You can't forget the power supply. That is what? Supplies power.
You're just rambling at this point. What the hell does building a computer have to do with this?
And once all those pieces are ready, then it's time to make sure all the wires are connected. Some graphics cards require a 6-pin connector while others need an 8-pin.
More
Some also
rambling.
require 2 sets of connectors depending on the power draw requirements.
Lots of rambling.
It's also important to pick a good case because you want to make sure everything is well protected but still has strong airflow. Having a strong cooling system is important when things heat up.
Uh-huh. Doing a lot of talking, but not saying anything. As Valerie continues with her explanation, the girl struggled to follow along. Mayu's brows are furrowed, but she nods every so often, listening closely to Valerie's words. Yuna just seems plain confused, although she's trying her best to follow along. Kaori frowns thoughtfully, and I can almost see the gears in her brain trying to piece together the image Valerie is describing. She's not describing anything. That's the point. Only May sits with her eyebrows raised and her arms across her chest.
None of this makes sense.
Exactly. Valerie freezes and looks a little panicked.
What?
May studies Valerie's expression and discomfort, and she smiles triumphantly as if she'd solved the puzzle.
Oh, you've never actually been with.
Virgin. Valerie laughs loud over May's voice.
You're so silly, May. What are you even talking about?
Your analogy doesn't describe it at all.
Kaori crosses her arms.
If she's not right, then what's it supposed to be?
May grins mischievously.
Well, when a man and a woman love each other very much.
Go on. Plop. Somebody poop? Look at it show. He leaned too far forward and accidentally wobbled an unstable pebble, which rolled into the spring. Yep.
Run!
As one of the girls look over in our direction. Hello. Stop that, please.
Run!
It's like going past on its own. Whatever. The shriek.
Run!
Shouldn't have said anything. Should abandon show. I'm okay with that. We scramble to the safety of the hallway and head back to the men's changing room.
Do you think they saw us?
May have saw you. I think me and Akira are safe. They probably saw you. The blood leaves Show's face.
No! Akira, please, tell me otherwise.
It was pretty dark. Maybe they just saw a silhouette.
Here lies Show. Gone but not forgotten. For your sake, I hope that's all they saw.
If I fall, I'm dragging you down with me.
What do you want on your tombstone? Now's the time to ask. You have your will set up? Me, I was in the men's hot spring the entire time. Isn't that right, Akira?
Of course.
Yep, me and Akira. Both here the entire time.
You guys!
With our frowning hearts subside, we returned to the men's hot spring as if nothing happened. As soon as our time was up, we left with the rest of the group. This way, it would have been anyone who it could have been anyone who disturbed the girls. Akira rejoins his teammates while Sho and I change back to our clothes. We wait for the girls in the hotel lobby. It looks just like the pilot's lounge. Wow. Lots of reused backgrounds. We agreed to meet here for dinner, right? Sho answers nervously.
Yep.
After 15 minutes, they still haven't emerged. Sho shifts from foot to foot.
Do you think they really saw me there and now they've gone ahead without us?
They can't go without us. You have the tickets.
Yeah, but those were to get into the hot springs. Dinner is separate.
Oh, yeah, I suppose theoretically it's possible, but I bet they'll just take it forever to get ready because they're women.
What if this is all part of their plan for revenge? Leave us here waiting while they're all eating delicious food and laughing at us. Or maybe they've retired to one of their hotel rooms, dressed in their PJs, continuing their conversation.
I'm just gonna stop you right there.
But I was just getting to the good part.
It's a pretty lame revenge as far as revenge goes, though.
I suppose that's true.
We wait a while longer until the girls finally appear. Cowrie glowers at us as she marches over. Valerie and Yuna both look grave, and even Mayu looks stern. Sho leans over to me.
Oh God, they know. Should we just tell them?
No. Keep cool. Hi, guys. The girls finally pause in front of us. Hey, you okay? Carrie glares at the two of us across her arm.
Of course not. We are surrounded by perverts.
Oh, you're mostly surrounded by girls. You saying they're all perverts? Sho's eyes widen in panic, and even I'm beginning to feel anxious. I was just teasing him before, but maybe they really did see us. Try to play it off. Really? Did something happen?
We were being spied on while we were relaxing in the hot springs.
Oh,
Huh? That's terrible. Who would do such a thing?
I agree. Quite the monster. Sho's voice is slightly higher pitched than normal. I glance at him and try to motion for him to calm down. He'll blow our cover otherwise.
I don't know, but I intend to find out.
Kill him. Cowrie scans the lobby looking for perverts, I assume. Sho relaxes.
Maybe you should just let it go.
What?
That was the wrong thing to say. Oh, you're dead.
How can you suggest that?
Ah, I'm on their side. How could you say that, Sho?
And let them get away with a free show?
That's not right.
Sho and I easily take a step back from their indignation. Did you see who was watching you?
No.
Then how are you going to find them?
The girls fall silent.
We'll just know.
Clearly not. I raise an eyebrow across my arms. Are you sure you were even being watched? Sho catches my eye as if to say, good one, Broseph.
Yes.
How can you be sure if you didn't see anyone? Cowrie falters and looks at the rest of the girls for backup.
There was a pebble that rolled into the water from an outcrop of rocks. It's the perfect place for someone to hide and peep.
Alright, that's pretty flimsy evidence. I know for a fact it happened. I was part of the group that did it, but that's some really flimsy evidence that a pebble rolled.
Or maybe it was an animal.
We did find that cat earlier.
An animal?
Yeah, the springs are outside. It's kind of hard to stop all the wildlife from running about.
I suppose it's possible.
She looks uncertainly at Cowrie.
Or it could have been a person. Those rocks were a little too conveniently placed to have just been a careless animal.
And you don't know either way. Mayu nods.
We told the hotel manager about it too. So now they're aware and also on the lookout.
Not doing that again, then. The show seems worried again, but after listening to this conversation, I'm convinced they have no way of finding out it was us. Okay, well, since you've already alerted the hotel, maybe we should let them investigate and find the peeper, and we can just enjoy our dinner. Yuna nods.
That's probably the best course of action.
I agree.
Thank God, I'm starving.
As long as the Kira doesn't spill the beans, but me and him were in the hot springs the entire time. We don't know where Sho went. Sho disappeared for a little bit. But,
Do you ever not think about food?
I haven't eaten since lunch. I think I'm allowed to be hungry.
Mayu giggles.
Let's go before you faint from hunger.
I hope the food is good.
Probably not. Me too. Attention lifts as we walk towards the dining room. This was too close for comfort. When we arrive at the dining hall, we settle down at our table. The hotel offers a pre-fee menu. So we all had to do was compare our number of diners and the waitress put in the order for our meals. Now, whatever happened to May?
She didn't want to stay after the incident, so she went to find her teammates.
It's fair. I wonder if she ever got a chance to finish her explanation. Soon the food arrives, a simple tray of rice, fish, and pickled vegetables. We quiet down as we all dig in. I realized how hungry I was until now. I feel a buzz in my pocket. As soon as I pull out my phone, I notice all my teammates are checking their phones too. It's a group email from Desho. They're reminding us about our coaching session that was scheduled for tomorrow. It seems they received confirmation that Coach Ivan will be on campus because he pointed before our match on Thursday. Yuna wears a broad
Did
grin.
you all get that email?
Yep.
I'm so glad Coach Ivan will be on campus.
Same.
Me too! Oh, he's one of my idols.
Same. Really?
Of course! He's a war game legend.
Is he? How come I never heard of him before?
He's almost as famous as the Akamis.
Oh, dude, no way. The good old Alchemies. Show looks thoughtful.
Actually, Mayu, doesn't your family know him?
Yes, but not very well. They respect
Oh,
each
she's
other,
awkward.
of course, but aren't close friends. That's why I've never met him.
I'm looking forward to what he can teach this team. There's a reason why he's won 3 championships and received the MVP award twice.
To a team. The guy's on the
I
president.
heard no matter where he goes, he always wears his signature helmet.
Riley's heard of him too.
Huh, I've heard that too.
I wonder if he'll wear it tomorrow.
Probably.
The team continues to talk excitedly about tomorrow's training session. I soak in each story or rumor the team shares about him, and the more I hear about him, the more enthusiastic I feel about meeting him. After we finish up our meals, I want to take another dip in the hot spring. After all, my first session was kind of interrupted. Sho happily agrees, but the girls firmly refuse. They say their good nights and return to the rooms. Sho and I relax in the hot water until we're both stifling yawns. Then we decide to return to our rooms as well. After all, we had an early morning train to catch. I'm exhausted, collapse onto my bed. As soon as my head hits the pillow, I fall asleep. I'm woken up at the crack of dawn by the most irritating clucking noises. Apparently Sho's alarm is of a rooster crowing. Bro, why? After unceremoniously stifling yawns and getting dressed, I make a quick sweep of the room to make sure I packed all my things. Sho had to make 2 sweeps because he kept yawning there in the first, forgetting where he'd already looked. Hey, you wore those clothes yesterday. We're all silent as we meet in the lobby. Mayu and Kaori are both wide awake and as perky as either of them could ever be. Yuna and Valerie seem even more exhausted than Sho and I. I wonder what was going on in their room. Before my mind can wander too far, I snap back to reality and glance guiltily at Kaori, who has her eyes narrowed. Can she read my thoughts now too? Good thing I wasn't thinking of anything perverted. I didn't do anything wrong. I was in the hot springs the whole time. Still in silence, we make our way to the train station. The train ride home feels even longer than the ride to the hot springs. I resist the urge to ask, are we there yet? After what feels like an eternity, we arrive at Izokaze. Finally, napping on the uncomfortable train was nearly impossible. My thoughts kept drifting to my warm bed. I say a quick goodbye to everyone and practically speed home. As soon as I arrive, I make a beeline for my room and collapse onto my bed. Bright sunlight shines on my face. I slowly blink my eyes open, then I jolt upright in bed. What time is it? Did I miss the coaching session? I fumble around looking for my clock, but it's only 11 a.m. Coach Ivan won't arrive until mid-afternoon. I have plenty of time. In that case, I wonder if anyone is free. Valerie, Sho, or Mayu. We'll go Valerie. Why not? Valerie pops in my mind, but before I can call her, she calls me. What's going on?
Hey, are you busy?
I'm trying to die here. There's no playfulness in her voice. She seems unusually serious. Something wrong?
Yes. I mean, I don't know. Do you think we could talk?
We're talking now. Sure.
Meet me at the usual spot?
Which is... the hangar? You mean the hangar? Valerie laughs.
All work and no play makes Valerie a dull girl. Is that really where you think we hang out?
That's where we always meet. We've been to the cafe once. I mean, the last few times you called me out of the blue was to talk about my gear.
That's fair. But I had someplace else in mind. So, will you meet me at the cafe?
I don't know if I say the cafe this time. You mean the cafe?
Aw, he remembered.
The one time we went there? That's your usual place? Shut up. My other guess would have been the
I
hangar.
wouldn't say we hang out there. That's business.
You like to make business into pleasure very easily. And this is pleasure. She sighs.
No, this is more like torture.
Sounds like pleasure to me. I think someone's blowing things out of proportion.
So, will you meet me at the cafe?
I'll be there.
Thanks. See you soon.
Wow, it must be serious. I actually get a goodbye. I heard to the cafe. Valerie waits for me in a booth by the corner of the restaurant. She looks up and smiles as I slip into the seat across from her.
I bet you're wondering why I called you.
I am. You might cross my
I
mind.
need some advice.
Oh, gross. I grin. Oh, no trouble in paradise? She rolls her eyes but smiles.
Paradise is better than ever, thank you very much. Which, unfortunately, is why I need advice.
Alright. Okay, well, now I'm thoroughly confused.
It's my mom.
Oh, damn. No. I hope she didn't break her promises again. I can't think of beating the same way her punching bags
I
can.
was talking to her last night because she actually remembered to call me for our weekly call this time, and I might have accidentally mentioned my boyfriend.
Oh, good for you.
And now she wants to meet him.
So why don't you introduce him? It's good, isn't it?
No, it's terrible.
Why? Why? You don't think she'll like him?
Oh no, she'll love him. That's not the problem. The problem is that she's crazy and will scare him away.
Aren't you expecting your boyfriend to eventually meet your family anyways? I'm sure that's not true. Probably sighs, leans back in her chair.
You don't understand. Me finally getting a boyfriend is a huge deal for her. She already lectured me about how I shouldn't screw this up, as if she isn't already the queen of screwing up relationships.
Your family sounds fun. So, did you tell her she can't meet him? Valerie stares at me as if I'm the crazy
I
one.
can't do that. She's my mom.
She is. You can still tell her, piss off. Yeah, that's probably not the best idea. It is an idea. Same. I don't want to screw up her relationship or nothing. Is it too early? I don't know how long they've been going out. Hey, it's nice your mom's taking interest. It's like your mom really cares and wants you to be happy. I think that's why she wants to meet him. Valerie scoffs.
If my mom really cared about what I wanted, then she wouldn't push so hard to meet him.
Why? That's just what parents do.
Well, I still think it's too early to let him see the crazy in my family.
You're not exactly sane either, woman. Alright? Those in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. So what are you going to do then? She shrugs.
I'll probably just leave it alone for a while and see if she brings it up again. Chances are she'll have met her new love and he'll be the one, and she'll have forgotten all about this.
Fair chance. When she doesn't forget, Valerie smirks.
We'll see. This isn't the first time I've disagreed with my mom.
Oh, great. Look, I don't want to be in the middle of your family dispute. She stands.
Anyways, thanks for letting me vent, but I should probably head out now.
That was it? You miss your boyfriend?
More like he's the one missing me.
She winks.
I'll see you later then.
Bye. That was it?
Anyway, if I can't do.
That was it? She probably just cancel anyway. I guess let's look at the other option. That was it? That was like the 5 sentences she wanted to talk to me in person about? At the cafe, you couldn't do that over the phone? Or an email? Had to be in person? Is it really mad if your mom plans to meet him?
Didn't you hear everything I told you?
Right, but how many times your mom planned on coming to see you?
About 6, I think.
And how many times she actually shown up? She remained silent. Therefore, you have nothing to worry about. Violet crosses her arms and smirks.
That was mean, but oddly accurate.
So what are you going to do then?
I'll probably just leave it alone for a while and we'll see. This
It's basically the same. Not a lot of difference.
I can't do.
It's way too early. You shut that down before it begins.
What?
You guys started dating recently, right?
Yeah.
Meeting the parents now will definitely scare him off. It's too serious, too fast. Barry looks amused.
I agree that I don't want him to meet my mom, but when I told him about it, he didn't freak out or anything.
You already told him about it? She smirks.
Honesty is the best policy in a relationship.
Okay, Cosmo. Valerie laughs. So what are you gonna do then?
I'll probably just leave it alone for a while.
Not a lot of difference in your choices. Whatever. What a waste. Should have gone to visit Mayu. We walk out of the cafe together, then head our separate ways. It's about time for our session with Coach Ivan. I double check my email, then make my way to the pre-combat room. That's where we're supposed to meet him. As I walk in, I see the rest of my team crowded around the holo table.
I can't believe he sent all this. This is incredible.
What he said. Yuna grins.
Yup, this consultation isn't just for the pilots. It's for everyone on the team.
Valerie scrolls through the projected hologram, pausing on an image of a gear loaded with statistics. Pausing at an image. Valerie scrolls through the projected hologram. Oh, I'm sorry. As I approach, I can make out what looks like the same plan as the previous professional match, complete with sketches, tactics, movements, and calls. This sort of edited information is incredibly valuable for all parties in the team. Shows the first noticement.
Brosif!
Hey, Show. Once he sounds my arrival, the rest of my team grin or wave at me. Hey, guys. Show puts an arm around my shoulder.
Are you ready to meet Ivan?
Sure. You know it. There's nothing left to do but wait for Ivan to arrive. Valerie and Mayu continue to scroll the holotape while the rest of us take seats in the couches lining the walls.
What do you guys think Coach Ivan is like?
A coach? Is Kaori nervous? She keeps a cool facade, but her gaze constantly darts towards the door.
I heard he's the shot caller on his team. He's the one leading the tactics and pulling in the high numbers.
Mm-hmm. He's even received the MVP award twice already.
Ah, good for him. I remember they mentioned that yesterday as well. I racked my brain trying to understand why I hadn't heard of him before. And the only player I remember who won 2 MVP awards on the national stage is Strong Arm Gear.
Right. That's his alias for the global stage.
Alias. Elias? Elias is like a name. Alias.
I always thought it was a little strange that he never even took off his helmet for interviews.
Hell of a guy.
He doesn't need to. He doesn't even speak in interviews.
Kaori nods. What?
That's his persona, and it's worked really well for him.
Hearing all this just makes me even more curious about what kind of person Coach Ivan is.
Wait, how is he going to coach us? Does he even know how to talk?
Don't be stupid, Show. Of course he can talk.
Can he? Kaori blinks.
I think.
Oh boy.
Actually, I've heard rumors that his face was half burnt during a racing motorcycle accident. That's why he always wears a helmet.
Yeah.
I think I remember reading that too.
Yeah, you guys probably shouldn't mention that to him. That might be a little rude. Ouch. I cringe just remembering the rare couple of times I fell off my bike. I don't even want to imagine how painful it'd be to fall off my bike while racing.
What if he's scary?
I've heard he yells at first-year pilots. Or worse.
Maya's eyes wide.
What?
Shut up, woman. Valerie pats Mayu sympathetically on the back.
It was nice knowing you.
She stopped talking. Or breathing.
No. But why?
Her eyes welled with tears.
Stop being mean, Valerie.
Don't listen to Valerie. She's just teasing.
Valerie smirks.
Or am I?
The door slides open, catching all of our attention. A muscular man, well over 6 feet tall, commands the room. He's wearing a leather jacket with black pants. A polished helmet hides his face. He crosses the room with thunderous steps and pauses before us, as large and silent as a mountain. Yeah, I would not walk outside looking like that. That looks bad. That looks like you were here to steal something. Or kill somebody. The group glances nervously at each other. Nobody wants to break the silence. I also like that the helmet looks like it's just like photoshopped on. See a bit of his little neck here. Hello. His helmet slowly turns towards me and I fidget beneath his gaze. I cannot see his eyes, which makes this all the more disconcerting. After a moment, his helmet surveys the rest of the team. Cal remains stoic while Mayu tries to make herself small. Both Yuna and Valerie look uncertain, while Sho seems confused about how he should feel. Coach Ivan nods. He puts his hand on either side of his helmet. Sho catches my eyes in anticipation. Are we actually going to see what's underneath the helmet? Hey, why'd you open your jacket? I'm just saying, I did need to do that. Coach Ivan pulls it off in one sweeping motion, revealing a shiny, bald head and the most beautiful mustache I've ever seen. Underneath his mustache is a beaming smile.
A glorious day to make your acquaintance.
Same to you, buddy. What? His jacket has somehow unzipped itself, revealing washboard abs I can only achieve in my dream.
Under the wings of experience, I shall teach you to soar the skies.
Please do. Kaori's face falls. She looks like her nightmare has come to life. The rest of the girls are mirrors of confusion. Sho, on the other hand, looks as if his dreams have come true.
Do you know someone named Tatsuo by any chance?
Ivan looks at Sho, even with his smile, his piercing gaze unsettling, and Sho scoots back.
You speak of my nephew?
That explains a lot.
Does it? Yuna stands up.
Hi, Mr. Podubny. Thank you for agreeing to coach our team this afternoon.
Oh, dumb.
Utter not my family name, for formalities between friends must not exist.
Making a lot of assumptions here, buddy.
Oh, okay. Ivan, thank you.
Nods.
Of course, we will begin with lesson 1.
Can use our inside voices for lesson 1.
To sprout into a magnificent tree, we must first water the roots.
You must first plant that seed.
The foundations?
Yes, fiery flower, the roots.
That's appropriate nickname. Ivan motioned us to the holograph. We cautiously approach, and Ivan projects an image of a seed.
First, the seed requires sunlight, water, carbon dioxide, and rich soil.
The seeds need carbon dioxide? I think once it starts sprouting leaves, it does, but when it's just a seed, I don't think it does.
The key to remember is the symbiotic relationship between plant and environment.
Sure.
Through light energy absorbed by chlorophyll, conversion occurs of carbon dioxide and water to create glucose and oxygen.
Have I fallen asleep and started dreaming I'm in class again?
Jeez, this is like listening to Valerie explain.
Shh, do we get caught or what? Joe freezes mid-sentence and closes his mouth. Valerie eyes us suspiciously and shrugs and resumes listening to Ivan ramble about some plant mumbo-jumbo.
Understood?
He is met with silence. Ivan uses his fingers to elongate his mustache in great thought.
Demonstration will triumph explanation.
Gonna grow a tree?
Yes, please.
Ivan nods solemnly.
Make haste to the simulations.
Okay. As soon as we enter the simulation, Ivan sets up to spar with AI gears. Once the match is over, he points out where we lost focus and how we could have prevented getting hit. Then gives us suggestions on how to tighten up his unit. Once he shared his insight, he sends us back in for another round. While we fight the AIs, Ivan and Valerie talk quietly about simple fixes to our gears. He seems pleased by what Valerie shares with him. I assume she mentioned the original tweaks she added to our gears when she first joined the team. The more Valerie talks, the more animated Ivan becomes. Yuna watches nervously. Yuna watches everyone closely and jots down notes in her tablet. I have a feeling she's recording feedback on our session with Coach Ivan as well as recording feedback from our simulated matches. Based on just the brief notes Ivan provided on our first match and our second match fell worlds apart from the first. It's quite apparent why he won 2 MVP awards. He truly lives up to his title of strong arm gear. Have you seen those arms? Like fucking tree trunks. So long as you can decipher what he says. We exit the simulator feeling satisfied, more confident than before. Ivan greets us by the holo
And
table.
so the dial of time lands for my departure.
Time for you to leave.
Thank you so much, Mr.
His icy gaze falls on show. Kill him.
I mean, thanks, Ivan.
Look, if Ivan kills him, like, Ivan, you want to join the team? Just saying. We'd have an open spot. Ivan smiles.
We appreciate your time.
And all this data analysis will help me fine-tune the gears to give them that extra boost.
We can't lose after a training session like that.
We still can. Don't doubt me. Ivan begins to sniffle.
Is something wrong?
He rubs his eyes with his forearm.
You guys,
Suddenly Ivan scoops all of us into a group hug. Oh dear God.
make me so proud.
He squeezes us so tightly I gasp for air. Show Malice, help me. We're trying to wiggle free. Maya looks terrified as she's squished into Yuna's chest. I frown but quickly get myself in check. I wish Mayu and I could switch places, but was I really about to get jealous of Mayu? Valerie tries to hug Ivan's arm, while Kaori looks like a deer in headlights and struggles to break free. Ivan doesn't notice.
Hey,
After one last squeeze, he releases us and lets out a deep sigh.
And so the nest perch on the branch finds its awakening. Go forth, hatchlings.
Will do. His helmet magically materializes in his hand. He puts it on and zips up his jacket, then offers us a final thumbs up. Bye-bye. We wave goodbye as he heads out, calling out our thanks to his retreating form.
Man, I am so pumped for our match tomorrow.
We're so gonna lose.
Me too.
Yeah, same.
Should we get some practice in while we can?
Didn't we just practice? Kaori shakes her head.
I think Valerie needs to make the recommended calibrations first.
Yep. They aren't major control changes or anything, so you won't feel a difference while piloting. You'll just get better energy efficiency based on piloting patterns Ivan pointed out.
Carrie nods.
That's exactly what we need.
I agree.
Huh, okay. So, what do we do until then?
Die.
It is reading week.
Oh god.
No. Don't say it. No! No!
Carrie covers her ears.
Idiot! What's wrong with you?
Kill him.
Anything but that.
So,
Some people used to sacrifice other people for benefits. Don't know that that'll help here, but just a thought. My angel locks her arm with Show's.
it won't be that bad. I promise.
Show glances at Mayu, smile, then his own face lights up.
Okay. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye. Mayu smiles and the two of them are off.
You're all good then, Valerie?
Yup, I'll send a text when I'm done.
Okay, thank you. I'd better get to studying too.
I nod and watch her head off.
Well, since I'm already on campus, I'll go submit my report on the coaching session.
I'm a little disappointed that we can't hang out. She knows my expression.
If I finish early, I'll let you know.
Alright,
I'll see you later.
bye. Wave goodbye. You want some company?
No, it's okay. I'll be doing some boring stuff anyway, and I'm not a fan of over-the-shoulder spectators.
I'll cheer you on. Go team. I nod. Alright, let me know if you need anything.
Sure.
With some time in my hands, I head to the library and to actually squeeze into a study session. The library's packed, which I guess makes sense since exams are right around the corner. After circling the desk a couple of times, I managed to sneak into a desk stall just as another student is leaving. I feel like a car trying to find a parking space in a crowded lot. A few hours go by in a blur. Valerie texted at one point saying the changes are done, but otherwise nothing eventful happens. That's a shame. It's all the studying I can do in one sitting. I pack up my tablet and wonder if anyone's available. Come on, Yuna. Yuna pops in my mind and I decided to give her a call. I wonder how she's spending her reading week. She answers the phone almost immediately.
Hello?
Hi, Yuna.
Oh, I was in the middle of calling you when you called me.
Perfect timing. I mean, you were thinking about me.
Yes.
Yeah. Good. I'm surprised by how frank she is. Well, obviously I was thinking about you too.
Would you like to come over?
Sure, I'll be right
Great.
there.
I'll see you soon.
When we hang up, I head on my bike and drive to Yuna's house. After parking, I knock soundly on the door. There's just shuffling on the other side, and it takes her a while before she opens the door a crack.
No!
She slams the door shut again. That was strange. There's more noise on the other side of the door before Yuna flings it open.
Hi.
You want to explain the whole no thing? Hey? Woof. Oh, you have a dog. Okay. Didn't want your dog getting out. I see. It's a cute dog. I stare at the wriggling ball of fur trying to jump free from her arms. You have a dog? How about that one? I open my eyes and Yuna lets the pup hop into them. Oh, my arms. Its tail slaps my body with enough wag as the puppy tries to plant kisses all over my face. You didn't tell me you had a dog.
I'm just borrowing him for now.
You're borrowing him? Borrowing? You like pet sitting? Yuna moves aside as I enter and closes the door behind me. Then she puts the puppy down. It scampers at my leg and paws at my feet as I carefully make my way to the couch. Yuna sits down beside me.
Okay, not really borrowing. I've been volunteering at the local animal shelter since I moved to Isokaze, and when I found out they needed foster homes for some of their pets, I volunteered to take Mochi home with me.
Good old Mochi.
As you can tell, he loves people, and he's already been housebroken, so they don't think it'll be long before he gets adopted.
Probably not. Mochi tries fruitlessly to hop onto the couch and misses each time. After attempting a few more times, he sits back on his haunches and whines. Yuna giggles and scoops him up into her arms and settles into her lap. How long you had him?
About a week. Actually, I wanted to ask you about that.
Uh-huh.
I'll have to give him back next week, but I don't really want to.
You want to adopt him? She nods and fondly pets Mochi's head.
The house doesn't feel so big and empty when he's around.
That's fair. I glance around the living room. The space is conservatively decorated, but includes a lot of photographs of the family. Antique vases and cabinets tastefully filled the space. I wonder if these are family heirlooms or items passed down from generation to generation. Looking at all the smiling faces of Yuuna, Yudai, and their parents, I can understand why Yuuna feels alone in such a big house. She's constantly reminded of the past. Also, aren't her parents, like, almost not around? Do they live somewhere else? Or they move a lot for work? I think was what it was. They travel a lot for work. What do your parents say? Yuuna bites her lip.
I haven't told them yet.
That's the best way to handle this. Anything about fostering the puppy?
No. I'm not sure what they'll say. We used to have dogs back when we still lived in the countryside, so it's not like I don't know how to take care of them.
Right.
Maybe they won't even notice.
Possible. Mochi's plush bed is in the corner, but the kitchen and living room connect. Compared to the rest of the decor, his colorful modern toys stick out like a sore thumb. I think they might. She frowned and froze her brow. Mochi seems to sense her anxiety and places his front paws on her chest to lick her face again.
Mochi!
She turns her face away but laughs. Yeah, you probably should ask about the responsibilities at the very least. I'm gonna say I don't want to upset her or anything. Having a dog is a lot of work. It's just reading week. You've had more flexibility, but what will you do when you're at school all day?
It's not like I live very far. I can always come home to let him out between classes. Plus, he has room to roam around the backyard.
That's fair.
I already have an estimate of how much money I'd need to cover his food and care, and it's within my budget.
I shake my head and grin. Of course you would have thought all these things, Miss Manager. She matches my smile. Sounds like you've already made up your mind. Alright, as long as you got it covered, I'm all for it.
Maybe.
She pauses.
It's not that I'm worried my parents will say no. I don't think they'd be opposed to the idea. I don't want them to think they're bad parents. I understand why they don't stay here for too long, and I don't want them to think I'm lonely.
You just said you were lonely, right? I think I made that assumption. Are you lonely?
It can be a little quiet.
Well, whenever it starts feeling too quiet, you can always give me a call. I'll come and keep you company. She blushes.
Thanks.
Pause. You ever miss the countryside? She blinks in surprise.
A little. I love Isokaze, but sometimes I wish we were a little closer to nature. What about you?
Yeah, me too. Being close to nature probably a little bit more better. I know what you mean. Whenever I need to clear my head, I like to sit in the green of the trees and think. You smiles.
Me too. Something about being away from the noise of everyday life is really soothing.
Why don't we do something to get away this weekend?
Like what?
We can go camping.
But what about exams?
I just failed those. Who cares? We've already been studying hard for them all week. A break would be nice, especially since we don't want to get burned out. Yuna looks thoughtful as the smile gradually grazes her lips.
It doesn't sound so bad. Plus, I haven't gone in a while.
You take the dog with you. It's about time, isn't it?
Okay, let's do it.
Mochi yips and hops off Yuna's lap. He races towards the bed of toys, sliding on the hardwood floor.
I think he wants to play.
Tug of war. Mochi grabs a thick braided rope in his hand, and I grab the other end, then lightly tug Mochi, pulls back, his tail still wagging. I increase the pressure, and Mochi pushes his weight back into his hind legs, so his butt is in the air. He growls affectionately as he shakes his head back and forth. I gently let go of my end of the rope, drops harmlessly to the ground. Mochi pauses and cocks his head to the side as if asking what I'm doing. You were too strong. Yuna giggles.
Mochi, you won! Oops, now that he's all wound up, I should probably take him for a walk so he doesn't accidentally wet himself.
Yeah, that wouldn't be
Do you want to join?
I glance out the window at the darkened sky. I should probably get back before it gets too late. Yuna nods.
Thanks for coming over.
No problem. Bye, Mochi. Yuna picks up one of Mochi's paw and waves it around.
Bye-bye.
We both laugh as Mochi looks down at his paw in confusion. Yuna grabs a leash, secures it around Mochi's neck, and we leave the house together. She heads towards the park while I head back to my bike and drive home. Home sweet home. I had to park my bike. I let myself into the house. The living room is empty. Where's everybody? I hear a voice in the kitchen and hurry over. I pause as soon as I push open the doors. Nikki is bent over the table laughing. Aunt Yuki stands by the fridge laughing as hard as Nikki while Hokkaido chugs water looking increasingly confused. Oh, hi Aunt Nikki. Are Ryuki? I didn't know you were here. Yuki tries to compose herself when she sees me and rushes over to give me a hug.
Oh good, you're home. Oops, I got some flour on you.
That's okay. Kaido's eyes are watering as he lunges towards the fridge and pulls out a carton of milk. Are you okay, Uncle Kaido? He doesn't answer. She chugs a fresh glass of milk. Nikki finally composed herself enough to answer.
Aunt Yuki's making us Chinese food tonight. She ran one of the chilies around the rim of Uncle Kaido's glass when he wasn't looking.
What an evil woman. She starts laughing again.
It doesn't hit you at first. Once it does.
Uncle Kaido takes another swig of milk while Aunt Yuki giggles.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
Their laughter is infectious, and I find myself laughing with them. It's good to see Aunt Yuki hasn't lost her sense of humor. Uncle Kaido, hadn't Aunt Yuki played the same prank on you before?
She has. That's what makes it so funny.
Mean woman, you better watch out. I get stabbed in your sleep.
It's been a while. Cut me some slack.
You're losing your touch.
Aunt Yuki's been away for too long.
Nikki sighs.
Do you really have to leave again, Aunt Yuki? It's so fun when you're around.
Hey, are you saying I'm not fun?
No, you're fun too.
That sounded awfully like a pity compliment.
Probably just likes having another woman around. Nikki giggles. Aunt Yuki fidgets the corner of her apron.
Actually, you'll all be seeing a lot more of me.
Oh, good. Kaido looks at her in surprise.
Really?
She meets his gaze and nods.
If that's all right with you.
Of course. I just... Does that mean you're really going to stay here?
Oh, did you guys reconcile? That's sweet.
Yeah. Unless there's a reason why I shouldn't.
The other woman likes to come by, might be a little upset about that, but I'll take care of it, don't you worry.
No, but...
Oh boy. Kaido hesitates. Nikki watches with bated breath. Her eyes are wide open with excitement, and I can tell it's taking a lot of self-control for her to keep quiet. I'm unsure if I should even be witnessing this conversation. Yuki seems to understand Uncle Kaido's unspoken question.
Watching you with the kids, you've, changed.
You should change. Don't want to wear the same clothes every day.
Yuki,
Nikki can't hold it in anymore and explodes.
Aunt Yuki belongs here, Uncle Kaido. Let her stay.
Kick her out. I got no good reason behind that. I feel like someone should be playing devil's advocate. Both Yuki and Kaido blush deeply. Nikki.
What? They clearly need my help.
Let's give them some privacy. I'm going to push her out of the room.
But...
No buts. Regularly, Nikki allows me to lead her out of the kitchen and into the living room. We both sit on the couch and I turn on the TV.
Do you think Aunt Yuki will really stay?
I think so. Yeah, she obviously still cares for Uncle Kaido, and he still cares for her. I have a feeling that once she comes back, she won't be going anywhere.
I hope so. Then we'll be a family again.
I glance at Nikki. She looks hopeful yet apprehensive. Again, we've always been a family.
I know, but it wasn't the same without Aunt Yuki around. It felt incomplete somehow, like Uncle Kaido was missing a part of himself.
It'll definitely be more interesting having her back. We wait in silence. Every so often, Nikki would sneak glances at the door, but she doesn't move. I can't ignore the delicious smell of Kung Pao chicken wafting out of the kitchen, and my stomach grumbles loudly. I kind of wish they were having the conversation after we'd already eaten. Nikki giggles.
Are you ever not hungry?
After I eat. Her eyes widen as her stomach grumbles just as loudly. Now it's my turn to laugh. Luckily, we don't have to wait much longer before Aunt Yuki pops her head out.
Are you kids hungry yet?
Starving to death, woman. Starving.
Then I guess we'd better feed you. Dinner's ready.
Good. I jump to my feet and race to the kitchen, but Nikki lingers beside Aunt Yuki.
Does this mean you're staying?
Of course I'm staying. There's no way I'm going to let Kato keep you kids to himself.
Nikki grins from ear to ear and hugs Yuki tightly.
I'm so happy. There will finally be another woman in the house.
I could play both roles if you wanted. Aunt Yuki laughs, the two of them join us at the table.
I don't know how you managed all by yourself.
Me neither.
Everyone is all smiles as we sit down to eat. You still got a lease at your other apartment, don't you? At dinner, Nikki dragged Aunt Yuki upstairs to show her the new dress she bought last week. Uncle Kaido and I are watching TV. In the middle of our show, his phone dings an email. As he opens the email, his jaw sets. What is it?
It's an email from the PI.
Well, I tell you, we really good or really bad, but we'll find out next time. As always, I appreciate you being here and I appreciate you watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and all the fun stuff, and I'll see you next time, beautiful. Bye-bye.